Well, Nintendo continues to become more and more unpredictable. What up, it's your boy Drama, and we're back again with another video. Thank you all for joining here. Thanks for watching, especially you, my subscribers. I appreciate y'all a lot. Here today, really wanted to touch on another recent news thing that popped up. Who would have thought this would have occurred? Nintendo provided an update on how they're pricing their Nintendo Switch 2 games, their Nintendo games, not anyone else, their Nintendo games. And essentially what they're doing is, I'll read it here, beginning in May 2026 and starting with pre-orders for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. That's the upcoming Yoshi game. I believe it's coming out May 16th or something like that. New Nintendo published digital titles exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2 will have an MSRP that is different from physical versions. This pretty much means that the digital games will be cheaper than the physical games. And of course, Nintendo went to go on and say Nintendo games offer the same experiences whether in packaged or digital format. And this change simply reflects, this is important, this is very important, the different costs associated with producing and distributing each format. Let's read it again. The different costs associated with producing and distributing each format. Keep that in mind for what we're going to talk about soon. And offers players more choice in how they can buy and play Nintendo games. As always, retail partners set their own prices for physical and digital games, and pricing for each title may vary. So what does this all mean? This can mean one of two things depending on your buying habits. If you're a physical person like me, well, the price ain't changing. That's not good or bad. It just is what it is, right? Now, if you're a digital gamer or you like to purchase more digital than physical just for convenience sake, you don't really go to the store, you don't, order online, what have you, congratulations. You're going to have at least $10 cheaper on every major release going forward. Now, they did make note to say that this is not going to retroactively update prices for already released Switch 2 games. So yes, Mario Kart World will remain $80 no matter what. And some other ones that's come out are basically $70. Though I do think it would be nice if they did it for the new Mario Tennis. $70 seems a bit steep for that, but word of mouth is doing that very well. So I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Now, funny enough, before I even got to making this video, I saw the IGN did have an article about this, and I saw other gaming news sites. I think they were trying to frame it in a negative way. Negative Nintendo news gets the clicks, but ultimately it's them saying the cost of physical games are not going up following decisions to charge different prices for US physical and digital Switch 2 games. And again, they already said it was for the costs and everything, reflecting for today. So why do I think this is happening? So I think it's three main reasons why we're seeing this occurring right now. Number one, production costs for physical media is becoming a lot. And I gotta drop the capital T word, tariffs. It has still been in effect. We already saw Nintendo was suing the US government due to these tariffs that were suddenly applied last year around springtime, which affected some of their plans and made them have to kind of change things up after a few weeks. Nintendo's about the money. So yeah, that's definitely a major part of it. We already have the RAM manufacturing productions costs skyrocketing due to all the AI driven investments for all these big tech companies. So that is also affecting the pricing of the components to make the daggone Switch 2 consoles. We kind of know this and everything. So it would not even surprise me if it's also affecting the cartridges that needs to be made and the casing and everything to produce and ship them worldwide. So it's very important. This also, I believe, is being felt from the retailers as well. Since they kind of have their MSRP, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, they're going to pretty much keep it at what Nintendo suggests or dictates, which will be that price of $70 for most of their physical releases for Switch 2. This could allow them to price match to the lower digital costs going forward. I mean, I think that's going to happen. I mean, not like day one or anything, but I think it's likely that's a possibility that could happen again. Kind of also reminds me of early in the 2020s Walmart here was doing the thing with Switch 1 games where they were pricing them, a lot of them down like $10 cheaper. It was very weird. I never really understood why that happened, but it was cool to see. Got some good deals back then. The second reason, and I kind of touched on this from the jump too, introduce variable pricing to retail for more flexible releases. I've kind of been thinking about this too. You know, we don't know too much more about Nintendo's upcoming game roster, at least for 2026. They've been kind of quiet on this front, just kind of talking about what they've already announced since the Direct last year in September 2025. And of course, they already have the initial Switch 1 games. We're about to get the new Tomodachi Life next month in April. And then we should be getting the new Rhythm Heaven Groove game, hopefully this summer. Please, I'm really looking forward to that. And I do think that will help them as well for those. Other upcoming Switch 2 games that we do know about though, like Splatoon Raiders, we're not 100% sure the type of a Splatoon game that is. They originally announced it as like a spin-off, so perhaps that may not even be a full $70 game digitally. Maybe that will be one of the good ones that'll be $60, depending on the experience and how much, I guess, value it will have compared to Splatoon 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, Dustbloods and the new Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Those are pretty much going to be full-price games, but seeing them at $60 digital, yeah, that could definitely look more enticing as we go along too. And three, the third main reason, let's just keep it a buck, y'all. The U.S. economy sucks, bruh. It is buns right now. It is not good. It is. I don't care where you get your news from, and they're trying to say that everything is hunky dory. Wrong. The dollar ain't stretching like it used to be. It didn't stretch. It's not stretching like it did in 2017, 2018 when the Switch 1 came out. I'll tell you what. But yeah. So, and I believe Nintendo is aware of this. The United States is a major market for like all gaming, not just Nintendo, but like Sony as well, of course. And I mean, Xbox is here, it's Microsoft, but just third parties in general selling. The current leadership at Nintendo, you know, President Furukawa over in Kyoto, and whoever else that makes these decisions, I think it's good that they're kind of evaluating this for the long run, due to just trying to figure out how they can maintain momentum or even gain more sales, be more flexible, and allow even retailers, like I mentioned earlier, to adjust their pricing as they see fit, depending on if the digital sales start going more, because, you know, less people want to spend $10 more in the store for the $70 physical game. I mean, let's face it, Nintendo platform in general, and I'm one of them, my collection's off screen here, we still, most of us really do care about the physical releases, whether they be traditional physical releases or game key cards. Don't get it twisted. Twitter is wrong. It's a bubble. And also social media in general. So I think their willingness to drop the pricing for digital down a bit, I think is a good move. It's a nice win, at least for, you know, most people that care for digital. If you're a staunch physical collector, you're probably going to view it and say, oh, great. Now I'm actually paying $10 more than what the game is worth. I don't think that's the right idea to see that. Honestly, this is probably how all the big companies should have been doing it from the jump, ever since digital purchasing and gaming became, you know, something available on consoles, since like I want to say 20 or so years ago. With the digital game, you're just getting it downloaded to your system. You're not paying for a case, a disc, a cartridge, you know, or if you're dealing with the independent publishers, some booklets or some other goodies. So you're not having to worry about that. And of course, with the cartridge production costs in general, you know, there's that as well. But I digress. This is interesting news. Nintendo is moving different. I'm liking it. It keeps things kind of fresh. We're breaking patterns. We still don't have a general Nintendo Direct yet. Though I'll be honest, I think decisions like this is why they haven't showed their full hand yet. They're trying to get their ducks in a row. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like this change? Are you a physical collector and do you feel jaded by it? Are you a digital purchaser and are you ecstatic, elated? Are you like me who just kind of sees in the middle and it is what it is? Let me know in the comments below. And like, comment, subscribe for even more content like this. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Subscribe again. Follow my socials. It's my name, Geronimo, everywhere. And yep. Peace.